All right, so this is the lecture number 63 inside our DSA series, and we are solving the problems related to 1D array for now. And we have already solved some problems over patterns, over number system, and we have already solved some general or basic problems over the DSA only. So if you are coming directly here, then there would be a recommendation part from my side. Then you should go from beginning so that you can iterate every concept from the basic. Fine. So now, like today, we are going to see a problem over 1D array, which is a sub array, like all sub array of an array, and this is the important one also. And we'll see the problem in very detail. How, like, I will explain how we can generate all sub arrays, and for that, like after that, we would be writing the code for the same. So let us directly jump to the problem. Fine. So we are going to see sub array problem. So as name suggests, what sub array is, let us say we have been provided with an array 10, 20, 30. Then we have to generate all the sub arrays of this particular problem. So what would be all the sub arrays for this particular array? So start from this and till this 10, start from 10 till 20, 10, 20, start from 10 till 30, 10, 20, 30. Fine. So this is covered. Coming to this, start from 20 and to 20. So 20, start from 20, go till 30, 20, 30. And yes, this is done. Now coming to this, start from 30 and go till 30. So 30. So these are the all the subarrays for this particular problem. Fine. So we have to see the logic for generating all the subarrays for this particular problem, and we have to write the code how we would be able to write the or get the logic for this particular problem. Fine. So let us move them to the right. Fine. So these are the all subarrays for this particular array. Fine. So I want you to think first how we can generate all the possible subarrays for this particular array, so that my main motive is to get you understand the DSA. So if we will not do exercise for your brain, then you are not going to much clear inside the DSA. Like until and unless you are not going to make your mind should exercise, then that is not fair from my side, that your mind should do some exercises. So I want you to try at your own, and if you are done with your trial, then you can start from here. Fine. So I hope you have come up with at least one approach. If not, that is also fine. By the time you would be improved. Fine. So what we have to do, as when I was generating the arrays, in that explanation I showed you the logic how we would be able to generate. Like what I told you, we will start from here and go till here, start from here, go till here, start from here, go till here. So this is the only logic which we would be using to generate all the subarrays. Fine. So let us say we have a pointer called I and j, let us say j. Fine. So initially, we have to print all the elements from I to j. So I to j is only one element, so we would print 10. So now we would move j to 1. Now we have to print, let us say j is not here, we have to print j is here, so we have to print all the elements from I to j. So I to j is 10 and 20. Again, now j is not here, j is here. Now in this case we have to print all the elements from I to j. Our main motive is there are two steps into this problem, incrementing the pointers and printing the elements from I to j, from first pointer to second pointer. So first step to increase the pointer, second is printing the element, which is I to j is 10, 20, 30. So if j is reached to this position, then again start I and j from second position, which is I and j. So print all the elements from I to j, 20. Again increase the j, print all the elements from I to j, 20 and 30. Now j is reached to the end. Again we will start both the pointers from one next to the previous one, which is this one, ij. So print all the elements from I to j, which is 30. Now our I is on the end of the array, then we would stop. Fine. So this is the only logic which we have to take care of. Let us see one more dry run of this, because this is a little bit tricky also. Let us say we have two pointers I and j starting from here. So two step is there. So one step, increase pointers. Second index print values in the range of pointers. So there are these two only steps, only these steps. Fine. So let us leave them. So ij is on 10. So printing like all the elements from I to j, which is 10. Now increase the j. Fine. J is here. Print all the elements from I to j, which is 10, 20. Again increase j. J is here. Print all the elements from I to j, 10, 20, 30. Now we'll move I and j from second index. So I is here, j is here. Print all the elements from I to j, which is 20. Now we'll move j, not I. So j is here. Print all the elements from I to j, which is 20, 30. Now j is reached on to the end. We have to again start I and j plus 1 of the previous state, I, j. Print all the elements from I to j, 30. Now I is on the right side of the array or on the end of the array. Here we have to start. And by this we would be able to get all our subarrays for this particular problem. Fine. So let us see the code also, so that by seeing the code you would be able to get it more clearly if it is confusing to you. Let us see how I am going to write the code for this particular program. So we have already taken an input from the user. This is the length of the array, and we have defined the n size array, and here I am taking the n values from the user. Fine. Now what we have to do, we have to iterate one loop from I to 0 till I is not reached to n. Like what I told you, we have to make I till I is not at the end of array. Fine. So this loop is clear. Coming to the second loop, where we have to start. So in the second loop, like if you are focusing here from the so if you are focusing here from the beginning, then what we used to do, we used to have I here and j here. So initially we used to point I and j on the same position. So I and j on the same position. If j is on the end, then again we used to point I and j on the same position. So we would start our inner loop for j also, and initial value for j would be 1. No, sorry, no, not 1. It would be I, because we have to point j and I on the same position on initial level. And j would also go till n, j plus plus, because if you look at here, j was also reaching to this. If j has reached to this, then only we used to reset these elements to here, which is previous state plus 1. Fine. So this way what we have done, we have been, let us see here, by these two loops what we have done till now, we have set our I pointer and j pointer. Fine. Now what we have to do, we have to print all the elements from I to j, which is this one, and after printing it we have to increase j to here. Now what we have to do, we have to print I to j, which is j here, so 10, 20. So for that you might be thinking that here we are increasing j, so that would work for us, but trust me, this will not work for you. Why? Because in each iteration we have to increase j also, and every time we have to print elements from I to j. So that for that purpose we would be needing one more loop to print all the elements from I to j. So let us write a loop from, so what it will do, it will print all the elements from I to j. So I am leaving on you from where I have to start this loop and till where I have to iterate this loop. I want you to think here. So if you are done with your thinking, then I am writing. You would be starting this loop from I, because you have to print all the elements from I to j. So I am starting from I, and my k value will be going to j, because I have to print all the elements till j. Fine. And in the end I have to increase plus plus. Fine. So here I just have to print elements. So I will have to use print method and arr of k. I hope this is understandable by you, error of k, why I have written like this. If not, then you should watch my linear search algorithm problem. So like after printing the elements in the range of I to j, we have to break the line also. So I am breaking line here. Fine. And this is for this particular problem. Like we are done with the code. Let us have a run quickly so that we can be sure that our program is working fine, and then we'll have a dry run. So let us, the size for this is 3 and elements are 10, 20 and 30. So you can see now we have 10, 20. Okay, so output is starting from here. Don't get confused. So I am separating it out. So our output is this. So you can compare with these output which we have like made the dry run of our same input onto the board. So you can compare each value. 10 is there, 10, 20 is there, 10, 20, 30, 20, 20, 30 and 30. So this is the exact same output which we want to want this program should return. So it has returned the exact same output. So why it has worked is, let me clear one thing. Fine. So let me take the code to the board. Let me first clear the board. Fine. So this is the code which is printing the subarray. Let me take it to the board also. Fine. So our array is 10, 20, 30. Fine. So we are starting from I is 0, I is less than I and less than n and I plus plus. So initially our I is this, and starting the second loop which is j is equal to I. So j is also here and k is also equal to I. Let us say k is here. So k is less than j, means 0 is less or equal to 0. This is condition 2. So we would print a of k. Initially k is 0, so we would print 10. Fine. Now k would be increased. So k is 2 now. Sorry, k is 1. So 1 is not less or equal to 0 because the value for I is 0, j is 0 and k is 0. Now the value for k is 1. So 1 is not less than 0. So it would exit the loop and will come here. Now j is 1. So 1 is less than I, like less than n. This is true. So now again it will come here. Now it will start from I. So k value is again 0. See the magic here. What is going to happen? K is again 0. Now 0 is less than 1, which is j. So we would print a of 0, which is, and in the next line we have broken the line also. 10 again and 1 space. So again the value for k is 0 now, and now it is 1. So it is updated to 1. So 1 is less or equal to 1. This is true. So we would print a of 1, which is this one. So 20. Now again k would be increased to 2. So 2 is not less than 1. So we would exit from this loop. Now we would, like we are here, we have broken the line also. Now the j value is increased to 2 because, and 2 is less than 3. This was again come here, and the k value would be again 0. Fine. So k is now again 0. 0 is less than 2. J is 2 now. So 2 is less than 0. Sorry, 0 is less or equal to 2. So a of 0 is 10. Fine. Now k is 1. So 1 is less than 2. So a of 1, 20. K is 2. 2 is also less or equal to 2. So a of 2 is 30. Let me write the indexes also. 0, 1, 2. Fine. So it has printed the three lines or 3 outputs for this particular only. So again I would be here. Now all the both of the loops are completed. Now the value for I will be increased. So again I will start from 1, and this will go till from 1 to 3, 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3. In the same way it is going to print all the outputs which we were which we have printed here. So this is how it is working, and if you are confused with this, then you should reiterate this video, and if you still have any question, then you can comment down below. And that's it for this particular video from my side. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.